Okay, here's another video of this little guy, and I'll say what it is at the end of the video, but some of you guys can probably guess as to what it is, or what it could have gone to. Turn it over. There was no identifying marks on it. Took me a while to figure it out. However, I'll pull it apart, see the inside, and I'll tell you what was wrong with it in a minute. So I retrieved this out of the garbage. They threw it away because it wasn't working. And okay, I'm not going to take the back off, but there's a circuit underneath. These three screws force the transistors they have in there, or MOSFETs, whatever they are. I don't recall off the top of my head what they were, but it forces them against the heat sink that's on the back. So what I found was that this was loose right here, this little pin. This pin was loose. So the power input, which if you look here, or actually no, it was this, I'm sorry, it was this one. This was not this one, but this one. So it was the B plus side. So you got a battery B plus, and then you got your motor hook up here, but the B plus side, that was really loose. It was actually desoldered from the board. And when I flipped it over and pulled it apart on the back side of the circuit board, that was really, I mean, it wasn't even hardly connected. It was like intermittent. So anyway, that's about all I got. I don't know how to connect it and test it because I don't know all the different connect. I know these are Hall sensors. You got a audio alarm, I guess, there, and then you got an S1, a G, all these different codes. And the documentation for this thing does not list all these codes, so I have no idea how to hook all this up. And then you got this thing that says pass. You got P1, P2, and P3. The Hall, you got 1, 2, 3 under the Hall. It's like 1, 2. It's like HA, HB, HC, then an H negative and a 0V, an H negative and a 5 volts there. So there's just a lot of connections, and it's not really, unless you work on the units that this thing came out of, you're not going to know what those are off the top of your head. So it's got all these connectors, which I don't have receptacles for. I'd have to do some other way, but the motor connects to one of those specialized motors. It's a oh my gosh, I can't think of the name of the motor. It's sort of like those motors they use for like go-kart kind of things. Anyway, so this came out of one of those cart marts that you see at the hardware store or the grocery store. The little carts for people who can't walk very well. Mobility carts is what they sometimes call them. They got different names, but basically it's a cart mart module, and I fixed it. Of course, I have no way of easily testing it at the moment. Again, I don't have this documentation, but if someone has it, please let me know. But anyway, so I thought I'd show you that one since I had it floating around before I put it in a box and stick it away for later. So anyway, and I got the 4 screws that came out of it, so I can put it back together. So I hope you guys like that one. Take care.